Tired of the everyday grind? Want a life of romantic adventure? Want to get away from it all? We offer you Escape. Escape, designed to free you from the four walls of every day for a half hour of high adventure. You are in a farmhouse on the southern coast of Maine. The autumn countryside around you, desolate and bleak. And you know that in the dusk outside, waiting patiently for you, watching anxiously for you, is an enemy from whom there may be no escape. Listen now as Escape brings you Daphne du Maurier's story, The Birds.
On December the 3rd, the wind changed overnight, and it was winter. Until then, the autumn had been mellow, soft. The earth was rich where the plow had turned it. I didn't do the plowing. No, my wartime disability had seen to that. They gave me mostly the lighter repair jobs to do in the 3 days a week that I worked at the farm. A bank to build up or a gate to mend at the far end of the peninsula where the sea surrounded the farmland on either side. Deborah and I had taken a cottage up here to try again for the sake of the children, and it seemed to be working fairly well. I enjoyed working on the farm, and it was pleasant to pause at midday to eat the lunch that Debbie prepared and brought to me. We'd sit there on the cliff while I ate, and we'd watch the birds.
So many of them, Nat.
Yes. Well, the autumn's better than spring for watching them.
Oh, why?
Oh, well, in the spring they're content. They're full of purpose. They know where they're going. There's no delay. But then in autumn it's different. The birds that don't migrate seem to follow a pattern of their own.
Pattern?
Mm-hmm. Great flocks of them here on the peninsula. Restless, uneasy, wheeling, circling, coming to rest and then flying again. The land birds and the gulls down there in the bay. Same sort of rhythm in their movements.
Well, they don't really go anywhere. It doesn't seem to be any purpose to it.
No, well, if there is, we don't see it. There's a restlessness. They're more restless this year than usual, it seems to me. Do you know this morning 2 gulls flew so close they knocked off my cap?
Jill said yesterday that when the school bus let her off, there was quite a few of them overhead, as if they'd been following.
Oh? Well, I suppose it means a hard winter. They always seem to know. Perhaps a message comes to them in autumn. A warning.
About winter?
And about death.
Nat.
Oh, many of them will die, and I think they know it. Perhaps they feel they have to spill their emotion out before they die. Like people who know their lives or their time is up and run about stupidly driving themselves.
I wish you wouldn't talk like that, Nat. That black side of you that stirred up the trouble between us before.
Oh, I'm sorry, Debbie. But it's come over me lately as I've watched them. The land birds mingling with the seabirds in a sort of strange, unnatural partnership. Land and sea, life and death. At night it turned colder and the wind strengthened. Around 2 in the morning, the sound of it beating against the house woke me up. I lay there with the slow, even breathing of Debbie beside me, and I thought of Jill and Johnny in the room across the hall. We seemed safe, secure. Then I heard it, tapping on the window. At first I thought it was a loose shutter, and then I realized it wasn't. I got out of bed, went to the window, opened it. Suddenly something brushed against my hand. Ah! Jabbed at my knuckles, and then was gone over the roof and behind the cottage. Huh.
What is...
It's all right, Debbie. It was a bird. I don't know what kind.
Bird?
Mm-hmm. Wind must have driven it against the windowsill. My hand's wet with... It's blood.
Hmm?
The little beggar drew blood.
Oh, go to sleep, Nat.
Oh, I must have been frightened and stabbed at me in the dark. Oh, for the love of...
Nat, the window, see to it, it's rattling.
I've already seen to it. It's some bird trying to get in.
Send them away. I can't sleep with that noise.
All right. Go on, off with you. Why, you little... Stay away from my face. Get out. Get away.
Dear, whatever in the world?
Did you see that? There were half a dozen this time. They went for me, tried to peck my eyes.
Oh, Nat.
I'm not making it up, dear.
Mommy! What? It's Jill. Go see what's the matter.
Right.
Oh, Mommy!
Coming, Jill.
They came flying at me!
Where's Johnny?
Under the blanket! What is it? What's the matter?
Quick, get the children out of here.
Birds!
Yes.
There are those little birds in my face!
Get the children out of here and shut the door, quick! I pushed them out of the room, and then I was alone with the birds. I seized a blanket, and I used it as a weapon, sweeping it right and left. And I could hear the thud of bodies. They kept coming at me, jabbing at my hands, my head, trying for my eyes, with beaks as sharp as pointed forks. I wrapped a blanket around my head, beat about with my bare hands, blindingly. I don't know how long I fought them. Finally, the beating of the wings lessened, and then was still. I unwrapped the blanket from my face. The cold gray dawn had seeped into the room. The floor was littered with the tiny corpses of the birds, robins, finches, sparrows, larks. Some had lost their feathers in the fight. Others had blood, my blood, on their beaks. Sickened, I went to the window. The fierce sea broke harshly in the day, but there was not a bird in sight. Not a sparrow chattered in the hedge. No early thrush or blackbird pecked in the grass for worms. There was no sound at all. The east wind and the sea.
Nat.
I'm all right, Debbie.
I didn't know. You're covered with blood.
Some of it's the birds. Look at the floor.
Oh, there's so many of them.
Yeah, 50. I counted them.
It's horrible.
Come, my darling. I'll clean the room later when I have more stomach for it.
It must have been ghastly for you.
Are the children all right?
Yes, I put Jill to work making tea. Johnny's in our bed just now asleep. Nat, why?
The birds? Well, it must be the weather. The sudden change confused them. It has to be that.
The tea's ready, Mommy.
Oh, good.
Did you drive away the birds?
Yes, they're all gone now, Jill.
I hope they won't come again. Perhaps if we put breadcrumbs for them outside the window, they'll eat them and fly away.
Perhaps, dear.
I've already had breakfast. I'd better hurry or I'll be late for the school bus.
Buzz? Oh, I'll walk you to the road, Jill.
Yes, I think that's a very good idea.
I'll go get my coat and books.
I didn't want her to walk alone.
Nat, they wouldn't come back again.
Well, I'll go over to the farm and find out if they heard anything during the night. You keep up the windows and doors closed, Debbie, just to be on the safe side, huh?